Baby blues for Brook Lynn and Sasha on December 17, General Hospital. Baby-making madness. After Lulu's, Alexa Havens' reunion with Tracy, Jane Elliott, led to her spending the night at the Quartermains, she finally had a long-awaited run-in with her nemesis, Brook Lynn, Amanda Seton. Despite Brook Lynn having grown and changed over the last 4 years, Lulu still only knows her as the conniving homewrecker she once was, and didn't let her forget it. Yes. Here's what's coming up on GH. After their confrontation, Maxie, Kirsten Storms, showed up, allowing Brook Lynn to vent about Lulu. But when Maxie noted she's been on Lulu's bad side before, like during her messy pregnancy with Georgie, Lily Fisher, that was when Brook Lynn crumbled and confided in her friend about hers and Chase's, Josh Twickard, current struggle to get pregnant, worrying something could be wrong. Danger lurks. Meanwhile, Sasha, Sophia Matson, was on edge due to it being the anniversary of Liam's death. She ran into Sonny, Maurice Bernard, at the church, and the two shared comforting words about both Liam and Brando, the late Johnny Wachter, who was the victim of a shooting back in May. While Sasha took a moment alone in the church, an unknown man sneaked in and sat in a pew behind her, listening as she asked for Liam and Brando to be looked after and assuring herself she knew that there was a plan for her and her unborn baby. The man behind her revealed himself to be Sidwell Carlo Rhoda. Do you think Sasha and her baby are in danger now that Sidwell is back in Port Charles? Let us know in Brook Lynn and Sasha on December 17. General Hospital. The halls of General Hospital were bustling with holiday cheer as snow fell gently outside the windows. But for Brook Lynn Quartermain and Sasha Gilmore, December 17 marked a day of bittersweet reflection, revealing that not all holiday stories come wrapped in shiny boughs. Brook Lynn sat quietly in the Quartermain living room, her expression distant as the usual holiday chaos unfolded around her. The twinkling Christmas tree lights couldn't brighten her somber mood. While the Quartermains argued over the annual pizza versus turkey dinner debate, Brook Lynn's thoughts were elsewhere. Her heart ached for the baby she had carried and given up to protect from Victor Cassadine's scheming. The memories of Louise filled her with both pride and regret. The facade of her usual confidence was cracking. Brook Lynn had been steadfast in her decision, but the holidays had a way of resurfacing emotions she worked so hard to bury. Holding Wiley or even just watching Leo unwrap his gifts brought a pang of longing. She couldn't help but imagine what life would be like if she could cradle her child in her arms, singing lullabies by the fire. Meanwhile, across town at Deception, Sasha faced a different, yet equally poignant struggle. Her grief over losing her son, Liam, felt raw and unrelenting. December marked the anniversary of his passing, and while she had worked tirelessly to present a strong front, the weight of the loss was an ever-present shadow. Sasha stared at the holiday decorations in the office, feeling disconnected from the joy they were meant to inspire. She thought about the dreams she had once cherished, decorating a nursery, hearing Liam's laughter, celebrating his milestones. Those dreams had been cruelly taken from her, leaving a gaping void she didn't know how to fill. Brook Lynn and Sasha found themselves drawn together by their shared sorrow later that evening at Charlie's pub. A chance encounter soon turned into a quiet conversation at a corner table. They were an unlikely pair. Brook Lynn, brash and outspoken, and Sasha, poised and gentle. But grief has a way of bridging gaps. I keep thinking about what could have been, Sasha admitted, her voice trembling. It's like there's this constant ache that nothing can soothe. Brook Lynn nodded, her usual sarcasm replaced by an uncharacteristic vulnerability. It's hard, isn't it? Pretending you're okay when all you want to do is scream. The two women sat in silence for a moment, their shared pain creating an unspoken bond. They talked about their struggles, their hopes, and the ways they tried to move forward despite the losses that defined their lives. By the time they parted ways, there was a sense of mutual understanding between them, a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. As the night deepened, both Brook Lynn and Sasha realized they weren't alone in their grief. And while the journey ahead would be challenging, they had found solace in knowing they could lean on one another. Sometimes the most unexpected connections can light the way through the shadows, even on the coldest of December nights.